ugo ahoboaso so wo die so no next week ya na more open nominations uboko akofa krata anyway
bijiremu den ye bie ya me fa den yes
nti de na ya tesem no afede wo ba be sinupi amobi ehu
bem life kion jinemu
kion Ernest Adomako
yes
Okai Quiz out
IGP na dia so
IGP okay yes. Okai Quiz out IGP
yes
title with the damper ready baby wow
almost say me ameni o maje nkwanti
omo
twem anim den
omo hwe anim so obeba no abe rescue constituency no I see into next week there obekwa akofa forms no
nyame ya adoma nyame ya adom no ma adom ye na o ma yenkwane ahoden a ye bekwa akofa form no na ya fele na ya contest ne ya gitumi no
okay
na yede ababeboa yemanfo isan so kan akwisa atofo ebre empuntu na ka akiri youth ni nya adwuma nye intine bra so say yen youth no so no yetisim na yenso yede boa ye ho
okay no but say even before ubenya ebia a political power no in your own small way as a private businessman you are doing a lot because sabi we see 3-bedroom house crana the man rent within an area crana what added to the development of that particular area and there's a lot you are on your own doing already.
Oh yes
political power na betumi am wa biemu more sana uno
sa enema your name be ha ma ye wo happy 98.9 ho na me start medjuma
good
any me business bibia ho na me start no ya ye nema ho afan ya bo nkofo bibiri our community nimu and ye pese ye more because dodo na na ho a enso mo so ebraso say ye pe tumi di ka ho na ye ntaba na yetimi spread mo na etimi so bibia so yes
into that's your dream yeah o woni ma bi ho a e bia without a political office no e be din say bia obetumi aye
any bebri
any wo ho sa
without having that node nema be we ntimi nye but wunya no dia ubenya access to nema bebre yes any abanyuma ni ade a wo ho a ye betimi ndi nyansa ne adwene ade aboa abie mama omo te sa community no sa nwuma ni si omo asase so no omo so nya ho mfaso bi o he o kan kwesa ota abanyuma bebre e wo ho no na ne abusa ho se mabunu dodo send the free community ni mo ye adwuma wo sa companies akesi na no we have dodo na fifi baby na be ye adwuma ho but se nyame ya do na se mitimi nya tumi ya mi pe ya metimi de mitumi no ne mpanyfo wo sa anwuma mu akasa amumahudie tia ehia se yen no a sa anwuma akesi ya asase so no omoso be mayen at least akwanya na ye mabunu so anya adwuma ho na enkoba se da bia ye mabunu enenam ebinim ye super bet ne hwan ne internet fraud no ma dia enye ni nyina ne duba bia adwuma nipa no enya nyintia ene ya ma ebinom ye niam bia ensem fata na se wa engage nipa na se nipa no wo bibi o adwumadie bia o ye na de bia wo ye busy na bosumi bia kakra bebo ne batom a menyi ni se omo be engage omo ho into niam bia ensem fata mu yes
I see. All right. Until Okai Quiz out Ernest Adomako Kion Okai Quiz out IGP also say no new title amamodi amano no ntini ye boni din I say de ka ho na ahye nso ama mahunu say nyame adoma next week nkwa wo ho nkwa de a ono so beti asim na wakwa akofa ne forms na wash process no ase nti forms fa ne de say bia bekọ no ubeba ne sa arena de no ana ne so bekọ no with pomp and pageantry teteni ade ne yehu say kyo na eba no
se say there empanyin fine se forms fane there online
ampa
ya be for nyema nti ukita phone krampo na witimi download the form na wo ho
good
no,
I like that
bank card na watua nti enye dede yo
mo fa form ne saying for how much
5,000 cedis
yes, to 5,000 I ready that ho me we bia na afi na akọpẹ bosia bia ni ade na afi no so ama e ba be yase because mi mo bia afi na wa keka ne nsa ase abusia kokofu obi kura je se edikosia wo na What would the piano?
Say, I feel I may pay 5,000 the far form, the end and ready, say, a con meet me. Bibia a be here, say, be day a bay yes, I election with the Bibia radio.
Already, your cars cry what brand that and Nam constituency.
Yes,
I see.
I'm Quemu Eba.
A binam Quamuba.
And I didn't dear, I didn't say near Bresse, seat in idiot, or can't we?
Anti primaries now walk on the crano. You are going into this primaries as if say you are going into the main elections with an MPP opponent.
Just say NDC near Brio.
Wow.
Yes, near Brepa say.
What year we're happy 98.9.
Tino. And near my dear be good aquam.
Okay, so can quiz out for when him say wo kion oba. Now oba the den super diama party no.
Me ban is a kakaino.
Hey, and yeah, will be antete. Because Kakai Pio Kruma will be encoding now. All right, I see.
Seba will pay free room. Comedy now when you will be questioning. So who did you
giddy pa? All right, so that's the man for you, Ernest Adomako, Okaikwe South IGP, popularly known as Kion, or Nona, Otenenka and area, you know, say Danny Dra. He will be there to pick the forms now. Why ready for the battle ahead? But Ernest, you share the issue that's got to do with pensioners, you know, and they know. According to the finance minister appearance in parliament, you know, why exempt and as we pensioners, no Ephraim, because already Wami and NTS are buying no credit to me achieve over bare 85% subscription rates. Ewo bond in Semno Huntine, no, the Ananka, a Ghana for house and Cocrafo Nemera for. So who our finance ministry honey adeno to baby trap, but according to the pensioners no omunya any letter of exemption and it's by word of mouth and no matter say minister na kokan parliament but say be contract aso na ye adansidie ne de omunya nya ntino say bedrich na no omunya ya ombesa akoye picketing no asam no hu ne saying
me no am ya adwen.
Oh, okay.
It's answer.
What year a
buy when you're not doing
98.9.
What did no correct? Betcha Ghana for. Say a Bekaya and Chebia Omuko to Bible quotation. I say, I am a for party. Young Koda. I feel Cody baby no. Now could he also saw Masako IMF. Intidian society. A nunachi. O man penny babonting. Ebe catcher and say, there will be no haircut. After so no pension for Sicano and cano. I assure you, seeing your GD a winimo. But a year chino, now for pension for Canadian Selcoca. Now for haircut and so a coso. Until no more can say one district, one factory, one village, one dam. They say one Ghanaian, one haircut. I need to know, say, or more pensioners can say, a word of mouth. Now, Omunya, Crate bien from Hono Munjin to ma, may no more yard in papa. Just say a moment because Obin to me and Yajuma in fear bear diasa. Entities come to walk. Now on planning life around says Sicano. Now they own for one day. And say, oh, they what they quack what Jibusia, what did we see our there be. Now me kwampo de hwe covid hwesika eba kurum ha over $6 billion a eba kurum ha sei eno na anya ahwio na $3 billion na be yede sika aban aye na adwen so ode ne se kwa akoto so ana odi kwa kosi a wade akwa akwaje busia se sika ankora mpo no mididie kwa se do so kwa mbo chen busia na okwa akwaje no ani tine ya ade a yempanyifo no omu hwe ne yi kakra na omundwin ye ma amene papa nkokrafo da bia na da bia meka se yemfa papa kofo nyemfa to ho ne yenhwe sesi ye a wote wiche mu bia ye kaso nkwa adwumaden a wontimi nkui na ne life nyina wa planning around sa pension we na so wo disi kwa kwedi no a don ye papa enye ani tine ya na ye manfo no esore se omo kasa ya ye nti omo kakra ebini se na no ye former chief justice and so di na no kotum wodi na no tumi hwensem bia omo party fo ni bi keka kire maame no na ensem fata so mbeke kasa ensem no ayede a kire omo enti na aban meka say bibi ni aya wontie yen omanfo na ye to aba mo no wontie yen so kakra because so musin kete say de be ka bi omuntie de ombeya no mo beya edi fa ba bedu ba bia emwa so ho edi ba bia emwa entime de me no mo ya adwen pa say aban we wonu aye bia me yahunu wotimi ka asem de ade achi anu adane no yetia mo si yi levy ebe solve problems nyina amayen yi levy nti yenko IMF yi levy ebe ya kwa nyina yi levy buka kotua aka aban de contractors ni ade nyina na afi eba ne sai na afi de maye U10 eko IMF yi levy nti mutwitwa roto ni ade nyina mu enso yewura bawumia eka kire yen say oh we don't need to borrow money we are going to tow our roads and then collect the money to fix all our problems after roto na fere musu majai mpoje majaji di levy brain nanu yan kwate a after the roto na after musu mo san de ba enti Ghana fo bisa wo se roto no se mo e de ba yi levy no mu bejaije asema ye busa no because Ghana fo ya keka nsem bebre a kire a enne yehu se eyensema na yentro eno mudi kire yen free education yen NDC for ni position ni se enye se free education yempe na nipa bia no wo peso e bibia wo hwa hunu botom na waye free education ye ka chems yen kone kakra musi da bi enne hwe free education na ebu ye komi ena ade nso na yentimi nye ni yei enkura no ko munya aduane ni ebi kwa no pa ne bia kwa wia ne bi kwa blue ne black ne hwan anke yeto yebo ene ye ne kakra anka ba omis nke beduru ho because Ghana no ye free baabi ene aba beduru baabi ewi enti du baabi a me de meka ne se aban we no se kasa na Ghana fo kasa onti en kakra because baabi a no man ne kono NDC ye hunu kan omuso e dia bibia ne ho bibia da ne kwam ewi a jiri wa ye U10 mukotu bible kotinja IMF munko ma ye U10 san akọ asa de sika a manfo agidi ato e de kwa akosia wowa because esi ade ekosi wo hwe aban bonda ye nyina ne wo gidie wom se se medi mi sika be comments good DKM hwan ko minini ama obi edi ses kan de memfa nkoto aban bo so ndi e safe and aban bond kan ponsu ntimi kan ko enjese no ne yakwaya na ase ye bae me de mesi aban ni hwe ne because se ban saa na yen financial institutions na ye ba be ha wo mo because ba saa gidia nkrofo wo e wo saa banks muni ade na ekofom so a ebe ha economy yen pese ebe komre a amanfo betutu fom ade omusika hye ho amanfo ade omusika ebe hye mpaase na akromfa kwa akotesio mo because the ekoso no amanfo bebre ninje se madim sika akoto bond me fi say eye safe risk ni ye free se say risk ni ye free biem because amanfo ni ayo mo ya esan sa de me ekoso ntino ti se an obi ko akuta dollar and foreign currency bi na so de kwa akoto bank krampo na wosuro because aban betimi asore one day so ene krampo no mimi rate amepe no be dia sise sika no e dia to pumpu e de na beka woni hweka aniti no se pensioners ne say omo de omo no aka no munya akata bia me ne omo ya adwen mo mpene so mo yes
but who say it was good say former CJ de ne hu gym anu na bia amen no finance minister no e ka say omo yi omo free mu no
me de pass former CJ de ne hu gym
okay
senka krowe mu senka niam e kobone ena mpanyifo bi titi se omo ade omo hu gima me gidi ye se anka bema ye mpanyifo no omo be gina omo na so because ye be kai abra na ye wa aban mu asofo kukudam ne nkofo bi nsem omo ka kire mahama chese sesi a mehwe enne de ekoso nne senka ya brose na se de ekoso yikoso me nim de anka NPP for be
I see.
Yes, because the course year time be na course. E bu kwatampo. En course but ene the course. Enti me hu ni say Chief Justice ade oye no. Why ade pa ma me bona baso for sa ade na why no. Enti e wo say yempanyimfo na aka no nyema bi ho mo nso hwe say bibi nkoyi a they should stand up. No mo ka bi because ye de tumi a hye yempanyfo bi nsa no mu fi se 2 million ade am no de mu fi so mo pa be bo mo bia no maso no mo didi yen but emwa enitina asofo ne ade se aban o hwe ministers ne ade a omdo dodo ya siti so wo se wonte so entanu ni se ne o se mpanyimfo a omo anu ekwa achi na ade omo ando tumu bi o maame no mayete ase se ono de ne sika ni ho na emom ya maame ne papa mo amo de omo sika omo pension sika ne san me eye ne mobo enu ti obegina ma yede ama wo mo ni asese sika bebiri ne lekwa kotu amana na yedi sie kwa kosi cathedral na at this point enu ne ade a ehia Ghana fo ana ekoma de Ghana fo enkrofo nyuma eguo ya enu da ho ye je no ena niam ehu hia na yesore na yede ye media said de bia meka no me agensi se yensi asore dan emanyame na emom ekwan a ye fa so asi dan no ene ketahye ene dwurum ne niam ensem fata ekoso ho no de don ana ha adwen enti no maame ne kan okan bi ne maame ne be bona baso pa
wonim Gabi
pa chan
so oteni obeka kire maame no
awreho
adenti na awreho
se ana me kan aba we ana adwen se so ye bibi na wo abeka akoka bi no it doesn't matter woni na ye adwuma ana so far as one pene so nko ade ene obeje wodie pepe se de tie but na enye fese obeka saasem na kire ma bi maame no ebetena on se biu wan kansem mfata ankire obia na adwen na wo kire se de ekoso no enye nti aban no entwe sa enema na wo yontwe sensen wontwe san se de beya onyip obeyi pension for no afirim no mo so nyom na se maani na nti no ye kan se bi se atono so na se kire maame na me gidi ye se entwe yes
you think say with this SABia NPP party no so no find a way of handling their internal affairs because ABN also will have an effect on the party.
I know the more fiasem. Media dear omo party asem de ne your man kas nemum ade ya Ghana asebe ha Ghana and your man for de eno de eduru ha ebeka na se be affect omo party de eno de me fi say mu fie ne omo nhihye asem also omo no mo hwe eka yes nti hone de ye beja mo man kasa.
But in parliament more member Isaac Adongo say because of finance minister and the cry sorry cry no on shedani GDA not sorry cry from because he can't understand why a minister will be quoting the Bible and doing otherwise and when it comes to Osuna he will not look at to be to say Ken Furiatana or the Akwa sorry. I mean who are some way saying
well
finance minister ne quote Bible at the deceive Ghanaians and
who said sometimes so washa ubu ha oposisi wa no be poor bua no di nyame ne Bible na eba
so obe power bua no di nyame ne Bible na eba
yes me say me ni we share for the first time and now I'm doing now Pacho let's pray ehona mastati hwi
there be na let's pray Kion
sure
there be na unim di empire bo betumi ayama
let's pray for no edu so you careful I'll be quote to Bible be no ha before be ho no na usika show botom nyina ko
wow
wodwe ho awonti ase na nya Bible ya no quote di chance ya me for ye nkoda afi die ni hu sisi afi odwetwa haircut anintina Bible nse da bia ekuta na okuti da bia okuti enso Ghana for bra na ebre enti di bia mi bisam se yewura bawumia enti okurum ha because lectures papa we ya pa ni fi se manye ni se me fi se omo be fa ban ha ka dollar na ebe ko be 2 cedis enne dollar na huri enam
je bawumia de ono amfa Bible na ba yo
wamfa Bible na ba ya ekura na ne nsem na okeka ye no wasanya finance minister ono no enim Bible mu ekuta nyame asem a ye fi so obi anka onde onim Yesu Kristo onim Bible mu se de nko betie ne manfo se ne manfo atie mu a anka obetie anka corruption enkoso anka unkonko han edan $15 million, 15 million Ghana cedis. Now we also had 20 million Ghana cedis akwa renovate. Sana yesu na o si en hwenu nsuan sa na o ye ya na. Wanya sa Entino sa Bible nde megidi se omo de dada enti se minua no eka sa na diwa bia mene no eya adwen but se o ka se enu ntino ama onko asore nde ene de ho no pena mene no enya adwen esan se ene de eye finance minister ono ni suban ebi ono so ne star no but untimi nkohwe no ho so nka se enu no sintino wo so no onko asore ende o yesa na ese kakra.
All right, my yentie finance minister in parliament today, Yaba Yadebe now we will also be joined by Solomon Owusu na fe yato a conversation so Eddie Amamo every home.
Come in peace, and as expected, if I look at Psalm 105, it says that let's give thanks and note that we should rejoice with the Lord and make his deeds, great deeds, known among his people. So we thank Lord, Mr. Speaker, for today and how far the Lord has brought us. Mr. Speaker, in honoring the invitation from this august house to provide an update on our domestic debt exchange program, I will present the context of the program, outline its key features, and provide an update on the external debt restructuring exercise and the next steps. I hope that in these truly challenging times, today's update will provide a better understanding and clarify any lingering issues. Mr. Speaker, when government decided to implement the domestic debt exchange program, our aim was to alleviate the debt burden in a transparent, efficient, and expedited manner while minimizing its impact on investors holding government bonds. It was launched on 5th December 2022 and finally closed on Tuesday, 14 February 2023. Mr. Speaker, the DDEP is part of the government's broader fiscal policy as announced in the 2023 budget statement to address the current macroeconomic challenges. With great relief and immense gratitude, government is pleased to announce that as of 14 February 2023, approximately 85% of bonds were tendered in the exchange as determined by the Central Securities Depository. On behalf of His Excellency the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, I wish to express our profound appreciation to the people of Ghana for their patience and support throughout these very challenging times. I also wish to extend our gratitude to the overwhelming number of bondholders who chose to participate in this all-important effort to pull the economy back from crisis. Mr. Speaker, the current debt restructuring program is occasioned largely by a series of external shocks that hit the country since 2020, as well as some domestic factors. I recall, as will many of us here, the deep anxiety, uncertainty, and confusion during the early days of the COVID-19 program. The constant revision of data and scenarios around this once-in-a-lifetime pandemic, which had exposed major weaknesses in critical systems in education, health, and the economy around the world. These weaknesses were further exacerbated by heavy disruption in global supply chains. Mr. Speaker, amid the swirling chaos and darkened economic outlook, His Excellency President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo put together a comprehensive plan which was effectively executed, leading to relatively lower death rates of some 1,400 compared to 53,000 in Africa and over 7 million globally, lower case counts, and the economy eking out a positive growth of 0.5% in 2020 compared to the many economies that went into recessions. However, this program came at huge fiscal costs. Government undertook major fiscal measures beyond what was programmed in the budget to accommodate the increased expenditure and the shortfalls in the revenue. Therefore, government, with approval of Parliament, mobilized funds to address the following three key interventions: finance direct COVID-19 intervention expenditures to protect lives and livelihoods, support the funding gap in the budget occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic and its negative effects on revenue mobilization, and thirdly, address key structural weaknesses exposed by the pandemic. Government received significant assistance to mitigate the pandemic and its impact on the economy, which helped to reduce the fiscal burden. However, the drastic reduction in revenues, coupled with the high expenditure to contain the speed of the pandemic and to protect lives as well as livelihoods, resulted in a wider deficit of 14.7% of GDP in 2020 and 11.4% in 2021 that needed to be financed. Mr. Speaker, through these and other decisive measures, government has managed and continues to pay compensation for all public sector workers every month, keep the lights on, improve key infrastructure, and maintain security despite heightened and increasing risks. This is in far contrast to the rolling electricity blackouts, long queues of fuel stations, empty shelves in shell shops, and increased insurgent activities as reported elsewhere in Africa and even in the West. Mr. Speaker, following these interventions, financing of government and liquidity on our domestic market has severely reduced. The access to the international capital market is closed to Ghana, whilst activity on our domestic bond market has slowed down significantly. Mr. Speaker, at this juncture, let me touch on the current ongoing debt restructuring exercise. Stemming from the considerable deterioration in the domestic and external sectors, government undertook an internal debt sustainability analysis which defined public debt to include publicly guaranteed debt of the central government, partial non-guaranteed debt of state-owned enterprises, and expenditure arrears. This analysis revealed that public debt exceeded 100% of our GDP, and debt servicing accounted for more than half of total government revenues and almost 70% of tax revenues. Arising from this considerable deterioration in the domestic and external sectors, government undertook its routine debt sustainability analysis in 2022, which revealed that public debt at general government level, including SOEs, ESLA, and DACHI, its present value terms, was 103% of our GDP compared to the debt sustainability limit of 55% for countries with medium debt carrying capacity like Ghana. In addition, external debt service considered 29% of revenues compared to the 18% debt sustainability threshold. Mr. Speaker, provisional 2022 fiscal data also show that debt service comprising domestic interest payments, external interest payments, external debt amortization, and payment of domestic maturities not rolled over all amounted to 81.6 billion. In 2022, this lies that a significant proportion of our revenues were used to service debt in 2022. Mr. Speaker, the picture becomes more dire when we include compensations of employees and transfers to statutory funds. Thus, debt service, compensation of employees, and transfers to statutory funds amounted to 144.3 billion Ghana cedis, representing 150.4% of our revenues. Mr. Speaker, at this level, Ghana was assessed to be at a high risk of debt restraints and its debt classified as unsustainable. Let me clarify that the current state of our debt has a lot to do with the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war.
All right, so Finance Minister, and now we are in Parliament, Anna, what done 70 bigu no, but before I'm making on Ernest solo abemuno, my main call a forensic chartered accountant, Awuni. I try about how quickly now, you say, and speech no assistant bibi ana amaya reshemu bi ana de yate ne say oma exempt a year pensioners no from a year the exchange program, but what's more to it? I will need quick one. That's saying
I'm not dumb.
you're from late. You're from late, Baba.
I'm fine.
So kind of call parliament a bibi assistant our program you.
Be at the assistant by the whole candidate here is say yes, why exempt individual bondholders no. Maybe no pen assistant because only individual bondholders need share. Emma or catch almost say or for 10 and 15% and a maturity date of 5 years. And now money no that's all true. So if today or say why exempt it means it will affect pensioners here or more hold bond no, so they are equally individuals. Just that their description is that individuals are pensioners, now hold bonds, and so they form part of the individual bondholders. And if my understanding is right, and I say demonstration Mami Gloria Kufu, Mokoka be boy no, na eventually just say I know it's better.
Let's just say an idea. But the earlier point I will make here say whether you are on or out, it doesn't change anything, no. Now, especially mobile opt out to crown and you're dangerous, Does it still stand?
No, so this time on one so exempt okay. This is the difference. So on one exempt they are just say they will be given the priority they deserve. Osika follow diwa ibetpia cannot because hold ho on can say mean court undibem se umpo dibema yen pia osika na mount and all of that. And no say no free. It means that CC giving the state just individual bondholders. Individual bondholders no dosun.
Yeah.
So a honor na maybe say how true is it say almost achieve giving the totality of bondholders domestically much achieve 85%. Say and the worker say withdraw exempt individual bondholders cry free more. So South Africa no my parliament proceedings and drew her. But I don't know whether he was asked as to the veracity or the verisimilitude of those figures. Say, achieve 85% from the totality of bondholders. Yeah, no, or the program now. And he say no, the exemption. Once where you are free honor, or they become a priority. It means a drew honor nasa usika swan. Ibitia usikana amount, or bond mature, ibitia amount, or interest, ibitia amount. It means that they are no harder than her. But so no exempt. Now, found can run in new terms anymore. You are not a priority to him, and that a do on ma wakachi that. So no, a bankrupt. And I'm can say, science more, and call ye by tricuspid valve on the mojanurum, but then some MPM for no hormone cobium. To under OJJ amount for dear. Bontia obiade and think I know all the home bachelor. The obey say abide oka also wontia over court to court be the amount giving documentations are one court dimawa. How do you execute the judgment? A whole never problem. So I know they say so you are exempt to omo. What okay say a year pension fund.
Yeah,
my phone in authority, the demand was that he should tell the public, he should tell the Ghanaian public that he has exempted pension funds from the program. And and just our mobile court demonstration, the GMA, the Nurses Association, all the workers in the country, mobile court demonstration, they will lay down tools, and he was forced to take them out. This is what you. Pension funds are free ho, individual bondholders are free ho. When we na a couple 100 as the universal set, how then do you say you have achieved 85%? So my question still lingers on. And I think that he is being dishonest with the figures. But it is a welcoming news for an exemption.
Final one. Also, pensioners, they say, even though he said it in Parliament, I mean, he's not served them any letter of exemption. I know you're necessary.
Yes. Okay. But Parliament is a public record. So once he has said so on the floor of Parliament, it simply looks like wakachira my money and that's a papa, because that record could be produced in court in future. Say, or castle exempt here. And so, if you know, you see, Castle, you can't find my until on fee into a book or boonish shares or bushy and so. That can be an evidence to produce in court to buttress a point or to add to a case. Beyond that, so they can still demand that any parliamentary representation on issue statement to that effect, officially signed by him, so that and also could be a piece of evidence should he default on one promise, and should he fail to honor on one promise. So it's also a good call. But either case, I think that they have made a good case. They have a deal with government.
All right, Awuni, Mamina was say, and there we are for coming through with this information for us, a better explanation on the matters. Awuni Atreba, forensic chartered accountant, Onona Motese Yanino Edi and Komonona. Isaac Adongo was also on the floor of Parliament.
Today, we are here with this boring and underwhelming statement. Mr. Speaker, we are not angry enough. As a country, we are not hungry enough. This cannot happen to anybody. And yet, you are wasting our money, you are taking our money, and you are here reading this boring statement to us. Mr. Speaker, this is not a joke. And you are even quoting the Bible. Which of the Bibles are you quoting? Quoting the Bible in taking our money, in making us poor, in denying the poor pensioner his money, and you still are quoting the Bible. It is the reason some of us don't go to church, because in the end, this is what we get. This is what we get. Mr. Speaker, this matter, I want to make an appeal to you to refer this matter back to the Finance Committee for proper oversight. The Bank of Ghana must come to explain to us how they allow the banking sector to help itself. The pensioners must come and explain to us. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Amalgamated Trust must come to explain to us. Mr. Speaker, as we speak today, the Bank of Ghana is claiming it is going to throw $15 billion at this point. Have we approved any $15 billion? They must come and explain to us how they are getting that money. Mr. Speaker, ever since this government assumed office...
Honorable members, just focus on the statement.
Minister, it's a statement. It is about our public debt, and it's about who gave us the money. It's the banking sector that gave us the money, and we knew, with all the rating agencies downgrading us, that it was going to crash, and the regulator was watching them until they crash. That is about the DE. Mr. Speaker, the finance minister is required by law under the Public Financial Management Act not to allow us to meet this problem. He is supposed every year in May, when he's presenting the fiscal strategy document to Cabinet for approval, to accompany it with the debt sustainability analysis, so that we are not caught by surprise. Is it the case that he's not been developing the annual debt sustainability report? Is it the case that he has ignored the findings in those reports? He is supposed to present fiscal risk analysis to Cabinet. Is it the case that he's not been doing it? How come we are suddenly surprised and we are losing our money? Mr. Speaker, how are we going to convince any individual to trust in the state, to give 1 penny to the state? We were taught in school, Mr. Speaker, that government debts are risk-free. Ken Ofuriata and his people are now saying you lie. So we should unlearn all that we learned in school, because government debt now is more riskier than lending to Adongo. It is more riskier than lending to Adongo. So how do we now go back to reconsider the thinking of finance? That when you give money to government, you can't sleep peacefully. That when you work and you take your pension lump sum and you decide to give to government and live on your coupons, please, you are naked, because you will go hungry and you can't buy your medicines. And we are proud to come and stand in the Bible in telling this bitter page. How is that possible? Mr. Speaker, there must be consequences. There must be consequences. People cannot destroy our livelihood. People cannot ruin us, and when you ask them to leave their office, they say they will move. I told them we are not paying you, you are not ready to resign. And every day they are. How can we always be crying because you are a finance minister? This matter must be properly investigated this house. And I appeal to you not to end this matter to this route that he came, and that we must have a proper process to provide oversight and give the people of Ghana the assurance to not just go in vain.
All right, so Isaac Adongo there for you. And this comment, has lingered on for some time. So if the finance minister claims to say, "Ejuma na oya mo man no yentua ne car," aden na edema ni say ejuma no de beto. No na Isaac Adongo kan say ejuma wo si yentua wo kan no so fatu oso so a si buei. Enti no kosi enkosi koda na wo so anti bi da. Kion, my mema final bite on Isaac Adongo bite here me play na afi mema solo emremu. Asama o kan no wo ne ya adwen sa.
Me ne ya adwen pa. Because yankrofo wi mu. Omu ya nipa bi a one omu kasa ana omu ka bibia kirewa e wo so fi wani yie pa na wo fi mu ye because ensem omu ka kire na akiri ni di ye hu no enti na ama ye nuanu so e ka de omu ken because say I'm a fees na me ko omu ka say yankwada wo well go to the same bible ye she na start the white ya no de be kan zanze me kire but ewi achi no de ye ko asan akwa fa ye sika ya boa no gu ho say da achi de bo ho bra nya wo de kwa akoshim aniti no menua Adongo asmo kan de me ne de ya adwen pa yi
zeka kan of right anti na ye mu bi nkwa sorry
na no correct because
yes
say mu hwe mi sua me said de me hwe meja misumi de esua no wari ase na obi a ye hwe nsua wo sua no afa bible na wa koti ukoti wie nso a na wadane ho na ase no aka wo ya de foforo na bede na encourage ni pa ma yakwa sorry obi kwa badin so papa no bible no de bi koti ni kwa because okoti no de ada nti na me de me say me nu obi ehia no so opanyi let's pray me say hey akwa we let's pray o person de da me na ase den
okay
because Ghana for ye do nyame esuro nyame to the extent say amanfo hu say wo baby na de fanyankopon pe na yesa hodi wadi nkunim do ankanya sa anka asofo obinim niema amudi di omasore no anka enkoso esan say Ghana for ginyame di aginyame asem so ye dey atum enti oni Ghana ni bi ehia na odi nyame asem di kanya na wanya gidie bi ye dey ewo mu no na NPP fu binum ehuntia omode dada Ghana for.
All right, mamina Ernest Adomako Okakwe South IGP Kiona say but senior Solomon Owusu aba senior pressure also kafra
pressure woman just say platform yeso
me da say
wa so frame as a senior there
me
and that me chi mouth that say and na chi amawiase no
amen
no ko woman say ye be chi
for 98.9
good
abegum bega
next week ko fan form so
me ko ko jara me na ko fa Okakwe South me confirm say na no me na if he said do no good within the NDC no omo do no na
good wa shadafe we do want to form
on me no ya me mpe intro na your basis be am attach basis no
nice one
am o ma kire me say but Abrante na wo ye tribal politics so he has to be very careful
okay
mama na yi me ho send na masiese abet be catchre won say ehun hia
okay
you understand omo he say nipa na ba politics kromu anya tribalism ye de in any case Okakwe South predominantly I can
yeah
so be on tribal you get zero
okay
I want tongo so me feel say the party o mu one but obetumi ha adwede eno che say da ko anu ma so obo homo ne because me nyoma me hu no form no oh, the yeah. And when my father was this, MPP would be laughing at the wrong side of our teeth.
No, Papa na EDMP say.
Oh, Papa yeah, handle on our level. But we knew. Primary, but me handle me humble.
With the main contest.
NPP will prevail.
I said no, but said that one no the that's once sending them to
me say omo papa mo kofa ba omi amedi no ka kwisa
ba omi na dia basase mo ba omi no
on the second man on the land.
Who is the second man on the land? Who told you that you be a
brother ni abre me se mo pa mo fa ba omi amra
metu no ya me ka kire me nuane se
okay
me call form no
omodo no mo
abrantie na onene ko contest no or your tribal politics.
Okay.
Me a metufu ni bia ma no
mo
but the woman say it will be extremely difficult. Da ko anwoma bia wo ye no ono no ase kakra so aka nani ho enti so se sana na mo no a e be ye emphatic.
Okay.
So just say and you know more man than
all right, okay, good call. So that's about and Ken was in parliament after a long fight, you know, saying why exempt a year pensioners, you know, from the program into almost quite me after announcing it yesterday, said almost about 85% subscription rate, you know, CSOs nene other aspect and no crown cooked, you know. This is where we've got into our program.
You see, a pathetic at this point in our history.
98.9.
As a finance ministry and as a finance minister, issue statement be a benya doubt. So pathetic, so sad, and you're good for our financial sector. A better than a finance minister, casting 85%. Now you will see us near some more doubt. I've never seen it before. Look. Setekpene atu force mwata kwa no omo no me kura no na ngofo nche da any sad doubt omo no mo I don't even want to go into ban redu ne omo de no omo
no makra ya ma fi an kwa
setekpene ide so omo no ma nti omo de da sumu for 6 years na yesikasem omo kura na yenye yi enti se unya finance minister se sia na so kasem na se CSOs ekase omo nyindia so serious damn na me feel say the next time you better than can also the resignation too so yes the I've said it several say 98.9 asem obeka so exempt pensioners in the really wakachi omo dada but because of trust lack of trust and go for one no and no that so edit finance ministry no because there na wakachi say na dia we voluntary you bet you musika ma but mo pese mo ba be join a new deal no mo mbra say ka me no wi but in comfort pese you throw the black and white say you are exempted send your be ya e china e ko ba se sika no ama o makwa ko gina so dia kokko to be and that is where the issue is so tia say enti no me free say baby edro no enya dia e wo say e koso aye dey e so say finance minister be dey e betina say na ni nyina won fare bai eno na ye party for no wo muntumi hwe nipa ni mu nka nokore people are leading us into the ditch moteto wo komo ko hyehyɛ mo da mo ne yi a na mo keka hye mo hunim ehufo cowards in this political party
wo tie epa ho adaben
party aye na ndu omoja echichirisi ho ene mu di mu cowards you are unable to speak mo twa managu na da chiba we kasa na we say me makacho say na one standing up to be counted e kira be tese o kasa the way be descend on you no because time also can kure kire nipa na ye effect changes na ma party na ni onyamba no moteto na ho nipa say we are never going to go to IMF and the one ma Adomako ammunitions ana mutumi kasa e can this be kasa okrobo na any IMF there is not going to be any haircut no ma down cut. Individual bond owners are not going to be attached. They are attached. Pensioners. Now, how would you expect go for some about tenacia? This is where the problem is. And you know, Sakoma nipe adwinma en kesenia. Na free. Eye onwa na why day. wakoko so sa nyoma we na wa ya ma jonkuma mu nya wa
irrelevant
because ono so achi na omgodi ono so ko gina ho ototo won hwe bia
ono kwa there he came to, I mean, as a the who cry by panic about system.
And master says so. And by extension, the president or financial matters advice from the finance minister. I want to come up first. The Keka said there will not be any haircut. No, my papa penny aqua could intro. No, my papa penny aqua bejina Ghana for him. That I am saying unequivocally, there's not going to be any haircut. No, my papa penny and the Ghana food didn't offer just because Nipa Bakupe was swindling in here. And that is where
a swindle.
A swindle.
I see.
Oh yes, a swindle. At the end, I know General also young IMF. Because at any given time, over the financial figures at your fingertips. Oh, wouldn't be a threshold that you draw or say a IMF. Chadin tell my we are a Ghana United say young on the 1st of July. President I'm a Memphis, a Becca say a IMF. Enti bafo don adia aban areho me fi say we have what it takes aka 2 years say be 10 years 98.9 on tie the MPs ne kan where it's not a matter of emotions and a matter of say a personal relationship a Ghana niebu no say see how ko ba bia a businessman ko free ade ye fafiru because nobody is sure about the stability of the currency. Now, how would you survive as a business? Abra yen to me my credit facility. How? Because nipa no so want to me very free no. Ono so to me sales because they be mean to me yes can man me front. You are killing the industry. You are killing businesses. And by extension, you want to me achieve tax target. Because me small the business so tax target how dey go budget mu enu ntino oh your promises akese no you cannot achieve it. And it nipa baako pinti no ye nyina ye de ye ho kire enti utie de ewura oba ahema sofa ekufu the lady of the century
the lady of the century
absolutely
hey solo bekume
wouldn't they tell because we the lady of the century
exactly me guy bi o ye Calvin ye metima na hwene ni tim ko ye de akwa
the lady we look Owa the crown a bed day brutal. You know why? Time my mammy jelly muntie trefo. Make pa attend the day. Oh, Chroma. Comfort na all massa ruling. Nefe. Because no, she does not give a hoot about who you are. I am running at the essence of the day. I know that is the one I want about. And today be out to my principle, your principle. One man per was a moneno, a china the wisdom
in what you did.
And MPP before we could dinner tem. Both liquors for the dinner tem, but only support a beer me or me in me. Say I will support any given day. I didn't know about this. Wow, what tells us about protecting the person? One must carry for 20 more. You have a cousin go for Piketty. Because of your own credibility. Now let me come to Adongo and his lies. I also Kruma say he line up all the parliamentarians. Ye show muchima. Because say executive no na afuma, yes will be funkuma. There is a reason why there are checks and balances in our governance system. Executive akwa pokura say ye ba be wi Ghana. Omo ni utumi so mo ankasa be approve sa apono. Enu ti omo tam sa apono ba parliament meboa. Every law na o man kwa jibia parliamentarians na approve. What to tell them say ana de bia ana and this na masre ana approve. Masre ana approve. Ya bo e ka chichiri de na wa contrast Udongo o ka economy sachere. You see one day omo yi. How many times them go for kwa jilo na tumwa. O mo tumi kura ba e constituencies abechire ma chere say ye kwa jibisia we ye preso na kasamo le ma mo all knowing. Now, what your man you be exempted from it? What moral authority? And I was over question the finance minister. And into Yenny, bro. Say a Bama parliamentarian, the everybody bottom say you better tone man the and for when a you are there saying what? Finance minister no want to be milimono because of the bano, I'm with you to not just be okay. And I just about young one as a more budget chicana to move. it is also your responsibility to monitor. Say, Sikano Diaji and one year. Na mwanya we nyina ya de atumi amam se mungo si anem na mo disansem hu we you want to take anybody serious. Now the president must do the honest say by March no de obema finance minister no non negotiable because we are very focused. There is a reason why dia kasa mo mfa asem ni agro omani ma de pa ya hye ayeshi nkofo bre so tia say enya se bia wo kwa ane ye hawo nyina. There is no way. And until I have great transformation plan, you said that you be for man after 2025. And I said I better go back to the IMF for the 19th time. If result, I mean, it will be the same story. You better by IMF by 2025, and you may never stabilize it. Indicators in your bear fine. In Jabema come walk international capital market. No one started Bromisiana, then we come back to the same thing. But if you decide to venture into productivity or production, you bet me at 10 around things. And nothing also mine is serious. Now it comes back to the way and manner you run your political activity in this country. Quite sure maybe I never go parliament. Just because you're so a godfather of party. Quite sure maybe
Onyaka Krewshan Hope.
Now
Ako 2 seats.
Now Yasaba. A by party that you winning power. The caliber of people we select as ministers.
Yeah.
Are these the best brains you have in the political party?
Ask and ask again.
Now you're so beer. Now Akofa and I know Meteo Mampenis or Casimbi. I wept. Say, no one penny on Casimbi actually. Say, he didn't understand why SO is set on
enterprises. No.
I also contribute to close to 35% to GDP. You are doing under 5%. Or penny one upon to immediately you crack the whip.
Yeah.
Don't come and tell me this. We have given you the power to do what is good.
Yeah.
Now because I say we are trying to mean Jamie.
Oh, your my appointment.
Ordinary member, common floor member. Oh, catch me. When you have the power to do so.
Or since you blame no.
What you say? And it may be a drone. And now someone also did agro. I was saying the brism or sick. Look why you no can ask them. Or if you decide to get the government on the cheap, you'll be sorry you did.
Yeah.
Never put round holes in square peg or square pegs in round holes. You will one more bit me a year, do manu kroma.
Baby,
now your coffee for beer, no munya so it's a munu and a tray. We don't have to entertain that. And a boy in every. Be a better better fool kroma.
All right.
I don't know, senior. Your woman no.
Good.
The fee said I can't be pepper free.
I mean, now I say we can do one final story or one or two more now. Yeah, dear, we on Senra, there was a statement, Information Ministry, they buy here over Boko. Now, and we are picking information, said the president has met the ministers of defense, interior, local government, and information, as well as the heads of the various security agencies in the country over the development. President Akufo-Addo is reported to have assured that his government will ensure that the chieftaincy dispute is resolved. Unfortunately, it's a poor time for us. We have, first of all, a big crisis on our hands in Boko as we speak. Things are happening which are causing a lot of problems for the security there. And I was in a meeting with them. So according to the president, the government is condemning the installation of the new chief for Boko by the overlord of the Mampurugu traditional area, Na Bohugu Mahami Abdullahi Sheriga. So in a statement issued yesterday, the government said, Naba Asigri Abugragu Azuka is still the Boko Naba. And it also added that the security apparatus in Boko has been instructed to arrest anybody who holds himself out as Boko Naba other than Naba Abugragu Azuka II. And of course, when I read the statement out yesterday, I expressed some reservations about the position taken by government. Say anybody who holds himself out as Boko Naba should be arrested, knowing very well how sensitive this matter is. But Senior, I mean, you are still on heat. Maminti on this Boko issue. No, I know that me reading somewhere say Adib Sani say it has the potential of raising terrorism attacks in the country because said the Abine handle no it's not the best of positions and Abine take no. Who is saying?
See, yes, sir. One of those year.
What happy 98.9.
It is not in doubt say Boko Naba.
Yeah.
Who would doubt say Boko Naba? There was a landmark Supreme Court case. ye wie mu nyina no ye establish say die wo sisuo no fi bie ni no ye use ohene so a ye gazette wo the National House of Chiefs.
Good.
Eto ohene bia ye gazette wo no wonyo ohene. Enti we na ga etuo nkotwere bebi atwere. Aye den ye tumi ka say ye nipa no kro onya akukuduro ka say we si ohene foforo. O se ba na ke ya run go fu bibiri up. But once again ye tete ho. Ye ba mara be ye eyi boachibidi. Say ya na Boko Haram started on Northeast. Northeast, say ya.
Were you expecting Senka Overlord now or no install a new chief? No woman is saying question about
immediately by now. Say on what whose authority? By now,
destabilize a honor.
Immediately see. There is a reason why soldier for Omoko area be non person instantly discipline. One more started. Your chamber wa phone ko for your boom chisa to our branch no sha was the way you see be bona.
Times 10.
Yes. So if you want to tackle a problem, you tackle it from there. Or more officer, or more a vulnerable. And government again this year is ayom. Not ayom. And brand is so clear. Now what is happening is that Akwako fuel the tension between the Kusasis and the Mamprus or the Mampuses. So yes. And no, now you're going to say about
9.
Okobokwa. So akoboko na do bokwa ye wo Mampusi for market and ye wo Kusasi for market. Won't be issue. So we Mampusi nia obeko Kusasi market. That is the end of your life.
And then in the year. Yeah, Radis.
Na 21st century internet ababebu Mark Zuckerberg adaro Facebook bibia ku. Mo de mo anya bibia nko. Mo ba ko ayi mo nko ohia ho. Ohia dodo a e what the 5 northern regions no the opinion leaders there are not thinking about it
at all.
Yanko kuna ni pemu. Ana no improvised bombs ayi omo kwa akoye bombs a ye de be blow bridge e Boko. Baby Ghana edu no. We was only 15 kilometers away the border with Burkina. And now the Burkina for the jets, fighter jets air to bombs ho.
Yeah.
Na yet home, but the security authorities they have sworn an oath to defend the integrity of this country. So they will never be forgiven in their lives. Politicians
okay.
So NDC in there, deal with the person. NPP in there, deal with the person.
8.9.
Yeah.
The last 2 banks, and they are no close. So the
more close banks.
Nina hospitals are only near close.
Yes, schools,
now more say one we are maba high crum. More say
so my busu for one crime. Humbakuku Suhini Muhone, Mahama Yaragamo, Harun the Dream.
Now parliament. Na Mahama Yaragane need to. Yeah. Somebody are there done debate.
Yeah. I mean, so
somebody are done debate. Yeah, couldn't power minimum go for my debia me catro say a 2 on tomatoes. Na obi a here ni be tomato bi. A 2 ni boarding pa na bo na shem ni boarding ti anto by heart. One mun na to 2 ni abo wo no masa go for say mo fandi bone. Opinion leaders here mo kan o masem ya. Omo create confusion na. Sa ban ba ye shi opinion leaders a ye go for downtown for nebeko omo am go tena se nye pediem ye kwa go share youth ni o makasa nye sika na de be mom no ma jiska da no o ma fa ese no mu. What is the total tax revenue in free wa enu ti ya tira wo se ye se ho ye ti ko wa ye kero krenche ni pa no mo te ton disem hunu ye ti ye disem hunu and to see there we a simple ayi me Trump like decisions. We don't negotiate with Obi Obeso.
You just take the bull by
absolutely. What does the law say? There is a so Obi Biara any issue with him, he should go to the court and challenge it based on facts. That court say ampa so. Until then, hello, you have no business.
When is we in a political under
politics na
politics na which side gets the benefit?
I mean the Kusasis are predominantly NDC for. The Mampusis are predominantly NPP. They feel how I'm seeing things is I baby Abbas will be said this is my time. after all, vice president of free and of East. So people who may mistakenly say, if you say, well, vice president, or man pushing it, and this is the time, yes, you have good easy.
But your to me be a tie.
That is it. That is the impression I'm getting.
Yeah.
Because I find you see the new Bokunaban. And then man pushing one.
Yeah, good.
So what impression are we creating? And then my ya kwama ya didi pano nya musa adi ntokwa ya babe kauna kakreda ye nya no ya dia koma soja fo kwa kuguo na de bia ye bom hu kasa na ya kwanye ye wia babe ka kire se akwanye wo boku nyina ne northern region ye ya sabe pe musika. We don't have to do that.
Mamena solo say mamintie kion me ba Gloria Sophia Kufu say every government since 1992 has failed and her generation has failed a year the incoming generation the most. Meaning why she said this, but your time I will talk about it. Kion, Fame Kobo Kukakra.
Don.
What year is one that bang? 98.9.
Ahinsie nsem si re ana hadwen. Esan se ye nyina ye kai DC wo. Ezi yendi?
Yeah, Yendi.
Yes. Ambudi ne andani.
Yeah.
It takes so many years. And sana ye to me a resolve sadi we. Entino edru bra sa ansem bi se no. Empanyifo nhwe na ba bia wo so omode to no. Omode to. Because yanhwe ya e best ate kakra sa obohu ana afei e de ko na ekwa akodane asem kese. Yan mamra enya adwuma na yan hwɛ sɛ yan amanyɔfo yan fa yan ho kɔgye sansen wi because ahensɛm deɛ nsɛsɛ yɛde amanyɔsɛm ɛkɔfrafra because ɛkɔba ɛbɛsan ba bɛda yɛn yɛn so yɛn nyinaa nim sɛ ɔmo ntɔkwa no esi wɔ ɔmo soro hɔ a etimi ba yɛn asia ha ma nkran ha nyinaa no etimi ɛbɛduru ha entokwa any sane man starting kakran
na man for migration ni ade
yes sana yandi mo abudi ni adanse ya na start ya de hu ya ne se ohini mu a ne twaniti enti nsem bi se na me kan na me pese me ye careful kakra
me to ase
enti de me kan ne se empanyimfo enhwe na yemfa mmra enya adwuma de wan fambra kwa so akwakoye de etia mmra no anini na de asundue so ayede aba ho no enti ho no de men kan bebri yenya mampanyfo na mpanyfo make sure say ye de mmra aye adwuma sen mesen susu bi mmra ma yemfa amanyosem enkonkowuram enka se oh we aye me favorite ntino yenye ni sei eno ntino mom yenhwe ne mfa mmra enya adwuma ti don ehone de men can be be it's very sensitive
I agree
yes.
But final one on a year Sophia Kufu asem no kan say the generation no almost fail a year generation because they had a lot of hope and opportunities but and they know or share what's naseness or share who say I say omuni ndi ni ye kra na nchirima ebetu omufunu de bi atwa wo machi papa no ye me anam de ka ho but ni o ka no eno no hu ne sen eno cresa
the don
kion
last week me ba me ka assembly say ye mpanyifo na aka no aka o mfia hin ye mabu na ewe akiri no enhihye bi o mu de gugu akwan mu edi o mani yan ne ye ba bebere enti ma me na asem na o ka ne de me bo na baso pa wa ya de so wa ka sa assembly nanka empanyimfo adi enme nya kukuduro agi atum se yem tirima na eba no omo ye ya bura anka no bema empanyimfo bi adi o matoto positions bi no ko mu ye bibi o mbadwene ho akwa akiri yi pa abuso omo se enti ade we ya mi yi enkiri ba betome a omo beka asempa afa me ho ana asese no mo nka asempa amfa me ho enne ye hwa bosia ya burudi baby odi omanya kwa kugina they don't ama businessmen ebre
what ye epa ho adaben
ya burubusia ama banks krampo individual ko pabosia de bewuru adwum kakra ma adwuma na pagya okwa wonya bi esanse banks na nkasa ni sika economy ne ebre and na okoso okwa kofiri ade a obi amfa mfiri No mo ka so mo mfa mfiri wo a aya na fa ba bi no enye o mo forta because yen currency na enye stable. Ene dollar no ende anopa ubenya rate fufro ekwa awia rate fufro ekwa anyume rate fufro na se nipa no de ade ni firiu na okacho se oh ma me 1 week metua wo ka the don sa within 1 week no ense be pie firi mabana enye nsem papa enti ma me nsem no ka ne de eya asem a ebe ya nkempanyifo mu di anim sesie no ankomo fa ababim firi mu no mo nyine o man hu kakra na decisions ni ne mabi wo mu tekia o mo hwe ne yie enmu se o mo ho se ebabu anchirima na because sana abrofo aye ede acheche o mo man ababeduru se de atie nne o ye bibia o dwe ni nua na o ba the next after him no ho se ade a mi ye de obeba after me no ede na sunsanso ne benya wo no so se ye nya sa adwen no as oman ma de don ebeye din se oman no ye be chechiri ne yie because kwame nkonoma enya dayeso kese enya vision kese adi nnwuma ne niema bebregugu akwam ema senka yetimi di so ehwe koso totia de don me yesho senka Ghana anke ekoye ni bebre enso niema kwame nkonoma di gya ye nyina no ya sei ni nyina ene akosomba kwame nkonoma di gya ye senki ye duma kosombo sisi ya menye sure se anka Ghana ebetimi agina ho enu ntini yen chirimai ede na yenso ye ede ato aso because ma mena sem na wo ka no mumia ya sema yenhwe ne ye pa enko ma mpanyimfo nko yen mabru se koma yen bi se daachi empanyimfo so di bibi hye yensa ede adwen yenso ye benya wade ede hye yensa no ho se de be ya enya sunsuan so bone na emo benya sunsuan so papa ewo yensu nchiri momoba ye chiri ho nti asema ma me na kan yenyina yemfom aba
say government has messed up the economy and is using the citizens as a sacrificial lamb, including the aged, who needs their coupons for medication and other basic needs. No country in the world runs family and friends government and will be successful. The more Ghana borrows, the more the president's cousins makes money. Why won't the economy be grounded? God save Ghana. Musa Abatwa, a message or de ebaye and no. I'll say we are in difficult times, but the NDC is not the alternative. Or you saying a message or de ebaye no. A.T. Randolph was well spoken. Solomon Owusu, you've dealt with the issue as a Ghanaian, but not as an NPP communicator. All right, A.T. Randolph, so the hour de ebaye no. Evans Alero Kwe, I'll say Ghanaians are really suffering, Papa. I'll say the NDC will come to rescue the country from the hands of this super incompetent president and government. Also, Nanadu will become the worst president ever in the history of Ghana. Evans Alero Kwe, a messenger, or also Ede Ebaye and Erie, and no. Ken David, also good afternoon, the Dawn. Fantastic delivery by my brother, Ernest Adomako. Also, as for the finance minister, the least said about him, the better. Ken David, so messenger, or de Ebaye, and no. Wisdom Kwashi, or say NDC is the best political party we have in Ghana, truthful and honest. Wisdom, so Adrian Watcher, and no. Now this one is coming back again from Evans. Or say as a constituency secretary, I'm happy the way Ernest Adomako has carried himself in his campaign. Okankwe South will work again after the primaries. Or no, so the Odebayanafe, Julie Belinda Ubri. Or say good evening, watching you from the UK. As for this government, he doesn't listen to Ghanaians that voted for them. All right. And also the Yebeda safe for the feedback. Modeba Camille Mohammed or say African leaders. God save us. And also Adrian Ocher no. I say no wonder Adongo is a member of the NDC because they are always trained with lies and propaganda. Piaga so Adrian Ocher and no. Loads of your messages, but for time yeah, the Bepim have but him say we are getting into an election year, and once we get into the election year proper part, yeah, we can't do without election strategist. Akosia Doma. Nene wabamema ni 2 minutes bina pressure odi free Kumasi ababedru ano na and what I do with what I dress to your man for be join you. Who remember Kumasi Solonko she table na say. So him say so dey near ba next saying.
Kwabra from half no Kumasi
from a half to
almost almost feel pa. Kwabra one problem me who ni say NPP for year they can break the 18 in a projects me do Kumasi and along the Brownhalf routes. Yes.
Your projects on
seriously like stand or so na any other for year no work hard so MP a friend is saying the current quad so MP
Dr. Kingsley Nyako.
Yeah.
Professor Kingsley Nyako.
Yeah, he's not a professor. Who's a pro and I feel so me drew is it Pokuase? Going to someone
also no
yes so being papa
who's almost to from my own argument for
no they are there.
Oh, and now they are there.
Na me say
who's a minute tini neighbor.
Now cause I'm saying kwan ye be ya kwan ye develop am say kwan ye be na.
The problem we have is that say here to aba I am here name bi I say dem buy my and I thought that this government will not get one to show and that is what I'm talking of.
All right.
Because when we say Mahama ye tout ni nyina ye dey circle.
Yeah, visible infrastructure.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. And now me can want some. You see, say me jam feel free, you know. I sometimes and the political parties, you know, what I'm saying is say my 7 times from November till now.
Yeah,
enough of money in my pumping into this exercise I'm doing.
From
Accra to go also 7 times.
Yeah,
what I before say Kodua, Bawumia. Yeah, that made them. Yes. So we have go to Kroma, and we are dusty.
Yeah.
Me buy me nyayare 3 good weeks. And so me san come back. But me just said the omo ya no so much me completed there. On be video
But I said the first exercise here Babayano has got to do with the NDC primaries.
Yeah.
In May.
Yes.
Now you meet Ernest Adomako Kai South.
Yes sir.
Yeah.
Well,
I saw the post.
You saw the poster no.
There no problem. One time Alex there am kokai na.
But you no there no.
Aba. NDC for team you omo dey say MCC you win every. The problems they have, I'm telling you, I see Katia, why don't you solve?
I see.
For Alex, constituency chairman executives no. Or my machinations, your monk phone call
every album name.
Yes. And I mean, as an election strategist, them copy back with the branch is called Barbara Johnson.
Okay.
And you have Obama elected members. Party chairman for now on Bejina Sebeya on no choice or preference for parliamentary candidates in ba on beto money tino on bia no also baby power sharing until ye and 9 free me fan na me shame to be called Pure Power FM. I was the only person on air 4 to 6 million Nicholas. They say omo gina ho na okọ NDC regional officer cases go on na ashimo betiti I cry for them.
I see.
Yes, because I didn't complain. I told Mahama was energetic, very young than Akufo-Addo. Also, Oja Konyo feeling some. Memoir.
Yeah.
Memoir. Was there the advantage of power incumbency?
Yeah, no.
Mahama no take Konyo.
No,
that's what I want to say. No take Konyo. Oh, soldier for police for now order no money actually. And no Lusu here with the resources. And no say Lusu be twice. I'm a Akufo-Addo Akokrawi. At the 8 years a week, what is the mathematics?
The assurance.
The assurance and with my many babies. I don't like that.
My what can I say? My
Adomani Adomako. Adomani Adomako. All right. Oh, there wabano. For Sotu from Okaikwe South. Nah, yeah,
he's a nice guy.
Yeah, Okaikwe South.
Alex was at Okaikwe.
Alex Akohoda North and
North also. Kaneshi.
South to Hona.
Yeah. No, Amba. You are my brother. Alex Mineti. But the mention say, Opese, who achieve an aim. Stay focused. As I told my son Junior, you want to go to the best school, stay focused.
All right.
Learn hard.
That's it. Right. So, the first edition of the Bomucha Cocoa Festival of Amenase is currently ongoing with climax, and it will climax this weekend. Happy FM wishes the chiefs and people of Amenase well during this festival. And remember, the Grand Derby, it's on Saturday, 18 February 2023 at Amenase. All persons are invited. Okay, so we'll be there in person. Nafi, we cheer them on. Intimiantia, team now omu lead this project Godfrey Obey and others yabedo omu say for ensuring this event goes on smoothly. Kion, so finally then how DJ awaiting your filing your picking of forms next week.
Form
what for we or phone
yes na me fa download na metua forms ne ka na ma file na du dia ye be submitting so makwa submit ma kuginem ama me party enti me di wie kura no me de nchia ma me constituency fo nyina me chia obi bia bubi ene kanchia ne gonten ene buash ne kanisi mu nyina me de nchia kese e koma mo na afi ye chairman Yusuf Alero the secretary
good
executive
now secretary where you na ni media no aye hu oh no but for the secretary to send a message to endorse you wow media men can be men can say media me can media
say yes die hu ne di hu adanse
media your food your pass ni piano ade pass ba kromo obi ani dia kire edom so ani san your so ntakra kire
sa na tie na afi so mo boa me wo me consultation ya di nyina bi former PC bi di say rumors me chia no
all right
na afi so ago elplem enja kese nkoma ene obi bia wazo champion wazo enche bia coordinator ship we na eba so
all right
enti mebe fia ba bi wazo enti me chia obi bia me chia bia Pluto enti enche obi me.
Alright, so Yabeda Mwase for doing the listening. Upon what I've been on Happy FM 98.9 and also live on our affiliates. Mamina Sifa and Thomas Ase, Fremi the Dawn, Kwabnapra. Coming up here, the One Put to Sports. Now, my wish of Audia Sempa Kwame Yowari, a speedy recovery. We are expecting him back on the air in Saneko. We'll meet tomorrow to kill the week in keep it safe.